Hi friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna review the series Carnival Row starring Orlando Bloom, Cara Delevingne, and Simon McBurney in the main lead. The series was released on Amazon Prime Video in 2019, consists of 2 seasons having 8 episodes for the first season, and 6 episodes for the second season. The series has a rating of 7.8 on IMDb and a score of 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. Before heading towards the review, please do like and subscribe to my channel so I can bring you more exciting reviews in the future. So let's start. Isn't life wonderful? You might be feeling down about the Amazon burning, Trump, and Brexit until Carnival Row comes along and instantly lifts your spirits. To set up this steampunk story, there is some ominous pre-credit scrolling text that says, "The Fae's ancestral house has long been a subject of myth and folklore, until the numerous human empires arrived and fought for possession of its wealth. It continues for an extraordinarily long period of time. In Fairyland, the Burg and the Pact were at war, but 7 years ago, the Burg withdrew, leaving the Fae at the mercies of their adversaries. From here, things can only get better or worse. The action ultimately starts in Pact-occupied Anun in Ternanock, I warned you, where a swarm of actors trying to evade the marauders while sporting fairy wings glued to their backs. A powerful Fae descends to assist. I'm very happy to let you know that it's Cara Delevingne, with an Irish accent, and you are truly treating us, Amazon Prime ambassador. Vinette Stonemoss is a sparrowhawk and goes by that moniker. Vinette's job is to organize boats to transport desperate refugees to the Burg, a place with industrial Victorian architecture and a multi-species population that is somewhere between Venusville from Total Recall and a Dickensian fever dream. They will either be sold there as virtual slaves to pay off their debts to the shipowner or forced to scavenge for food in the Carnival Row area's brothels. There are blatantly choreographed disputes about how much responsibility the Republic has to the immigrants it helped produce vs. the needs of the locals who believe their wages are being undercut and their jobs being snatched, as the Burg is becoming increasingly hesitant to accept them. Good. Nuance is not what I'm after. I prefer my similarities to be served simply. Storm wrecks migrant vessel, cries a headline in the "in case you haven't got the point" times. Cara's ship sinks. Just she and the picture she is holding, showing a serious young soldier who, like Orlando Bloom to AT, are still alive. It comes to mind that Orlando Bloom is in it. He goes by the name Phyllis Straightface Lovely, and Vinette Cheesemass believes he is dead, but he is actually still alive. While he beats his landlady's daughter and refuses to tell her about his wartime experiences in, get this, Anun, Ternanock, he is a laboriously gravel-voiced police inspector in the Burg looking into a string of attacks on Pix, a derogatory name for Fae refugees. Evocative noun pair learns Philo Bloom is still alive by the conclusion of the first episode and flies over to fight or otherwise deal with him. Even though Bloom must be regretting his laborious voice selections at this point, the thing then truly takes off. It's a lot of fun. Too vulgar to be interested in, too serious to be taken seriously. Despite all, it is a well-made masterpiece with the set designers only working harder than the protagonists. Carnival Row, a grim fantasy series on Prime Video, had a sense of being a small piece of a much larger world in its first season. A Fae in a refugee community wore Eastern European-inspired clothing, making them stand out more than your normal TV fantasy robes. Not every decision had a clear-cut rationale to it, but there was always more going on beneath the surface. The universe seemed to just exist, with all its tensions and puzzles, as Season 1's mystery came to an end. Even though the story eventually veered off course, the fact that it had any rails at all was important. It seems like the world isn't being tempered at all in its second, and importantly, last season. Moreover, not much sticks in the first 2 episodes. Orlando Bloom's Philo and Cara Delevingne's Vinette are back together and rebelling from the Carnival Row slum in different ways. In an effort to maintain his position of authority and achieve his political goals, Jonah Breakspear, Artie Frauchen, The interim chancellor of the Berg collaborates with Sophie Longerbane, Caroline Ford. While still evading her brother, Imogen, Tamsin Merchant, and Agrius, David Gaiasi, come into contact with something even more perilous, the Pact, a dreadful coalition of nations at war with the Republic. The first 2 episodes of Season 2 feel a little bloated and aimless as they attempt to create a brave new universe for Carnival Row, without the support of a mystery. Tensions are rising, and everyone is yearning for a fight after the annexation of the Fae and Fawn creatures to the Row in the Season 1 finale. Nevertheless, it's hard to tell where the authors will direct that energy based on the plot or what the characters are up to. While the new batch of episodes is paced like it's being created as the tale goes along, Season 1 was constructed on a solid foundation. Even the eagerly anticipated introduction to the Covenant and its philosophy comes out as hurried. With its players dispersed as widely as they can be, Carnival Row is covering as much of the performance as it can as the end draws near. The scenes of Carnival Row feel obvious in the absence of a procedural structure. The mixture of them definitely muddled Philo's tale towards the conclusion of Season 1, as his trajectory always had one foot in a passing narrative and the other in a chosen one trope. With a grimdark world on top of that and no investigations to motivate him in episodes 1 and 2, he falls back on being a fantasy revolutionary in the early episodes of Season 2. The details that set his story apart from the rest of the fantasy fare are polished away as he searches for a bigger goal. His Fae detection has improved significantly, which makes his battle seem a little more standardized. That poses a threat to engulf Philo when contrasted with the size of the larger Carnival Row Season 2 world. The sprawl also hinders Carnival Row because everyone starts from their various corners of the Berg. Their storylines will undoubtedly become more entangled as the season progresses, but the first 2 episodes don't jerk with the tension of an impending plot collision or how much actual world there is between the characters. What originally seemed to be merely a representative slice of the world now seems like it could be a pitfall for the show. The first season gave the impression that the show could go on indefinitely, gradually expanding to include the larger Berg community and beyond. Carnival Row, though, seems as though it is collapsing beneath the weight of that world when reduced to just 2 seasons. Thanks for watching. If you like the review, please do let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.